In every press conference, we raise critical issues, not just issues, but also solutions to those problems. It appears the president have developed nonchalant attitudes. The country is sinking. Flood is taking every community. More floods are coming. What happened in Niger just day before yesterday is part of it. It wasn't because there was no signal of such thing is coming. It wasn't because there was no signal flood is coming to Borno states. But unfortunately, these are the crop of leaders the nation have produced. Unfortunately, at the wrong time, that the country needs to move on. At the time that prosperity would have enveloped the country, poverty, anarchy, extremism, barbarism is taking over our system. Unfortunately, and the president is jetting out for 2 weeks. This is sad. I wish the president should understand the implication of what he's doing. And I wish the citizens will wake up. We are facing this election. And anybody that don't seem to understand what Nigeria is facing, particularly the younger generations that are easily manipulated, they refuse to use their weapon, their finger thumb, to vote out people that are responsible for what Nigeria is today. We will pay for this price at a point that nobody can imagine. We either choose to protect democracy or we choose another system of government. But this cannot stand, this cannot continue. Our security apparatus are overstretched. You will see a policeman walking with a bedroom slippers, not being armed, buying their own uniforms. Where on earth can you see this? Where on earth? How could they protect citizens without being motivated? They have no food in their houses. Their allowances are very poor. How can they protect the country? What is the population of Nigeria? Projected to be of 250 million. The entire security of Nigeria are not up to 1 million. The entire. And they want to protect 250 million. Go and take the statistics of the weapons in the Nigerian police force. What tear gas do they? What are the operational vehicles available to them? And since President Bola Ahmed came into office, what has he done to the Nigerian police force? To equip them. The primary duty of internal security lies with the Nigerian police force. What has he done? I mean, I'm ashamed. I must tell you, as a politician, I feel guilty. Let me tell you, I can clearly say that I'm very sorry. I'm part of those that championed the cause of restoration of democracy in 1990. I was part of the G7 that started the movement of PDP. We did not anticipate this. We have never envisaged that we will restore a democracy that doesn't care about the life of the people. Nigeria have never recorded massacre in history, killing, maiming, barbarism, kidnapping, raiding people, farms, clear assassinations, like during democratic government. We have never, in the military regime, we have never gone through this. You as a journalist, you have no statistic of the people that are being killed every day in this country. You have no record of it. In the towns, in the villages, people will be kidnapped. In the state, people will be kidnapped. You have commissioner of police sitting there, director of SSS, civil defense, military, and people will envelop a state, kill and maimed, and nothing happened. None of them is being sanctioned. None of them is being removed. None of them is being prosecuted. And you want to have a country that is governed by the rule of law? Why do we have security agencies? Every nation that has security is for deterrent purposes. To deal with the non-state actors that are challenging the states, and to deal with extreme elements who undermine the authority of the states. That is the only reason nations have armed forces. And it's the only reason why you have commander of the armed forces. So that to deal with some of these things. But look at the miming, the barbarism going on, the accusation, counter accusations of the ministers of defense and others and the governors. And we have a country headed by a president and commander-in-chief. We have service chiefs. And this barbarism is ongoing. And there's no full brief what is going on. Who is deceiving who? So I cannot say that I'm not guilty of it. I'm guilty because our thinking is that we will restore law and order. We will restore democracy. We will restore prosperity. That was our thinking. We did not plan to bring back democracy to restore anarchy or to bring anarchy to Nigerians or killing or maiming of Nigerians. Nigerians are defenseless. No food, no job, hunger everywhere. That is not what we fought for. That was not what I was punished for. When my boss was taken to prison, Rimi, we were all culprits. We were all punished. We restored this democracy. Criminals have hijacked the system. And nobody dare to talk. The country belongs to all of us. Nobody, the president don't have 2 shares more than me. In this country, we all have 1 share. He was just privileged to be a president of Nigeria. What we expect him to do is to be the commander-in-chief, effective commander-in-chief. But you cannot allow a state to be hijacked by criminals as a president. You cannot allow that. It's an abdication of responsibility on Article 1. Anybody who is involved, including the governor, can be removed. President Obasanjo impeached governors. And that was the deterrence we are talking about. You can't have a governor sitting down who have a territory to protect in his own state, who is a chief executive officer of his own state, are developing nonchalant attitude. People are being killed and maimed. And we think we are running a government. Which government are we running? When our brothers and sisters are being maimed and killed all over the country. People are taking guns to terrorize citizens. Is that what democracy is all about? Is that the presidential system of government that we copied? If it doesn't fit us as a nation, the presidential system of government, we should change it to something that suits our peculiarities as a nation. Nobody is happy with what is going on. You can't have a governor who feels he's an emperor. Nobody. You can't have anybody in government who would behave as if he's an emperor. Then we shouldn't have a constitution. If we can produce emperors that are above the law, that are indispensable. Nobody is indispensable. So I have nothing to do with the political interest in the states. I'm not taking any side. But I'm saying that the law must be respected. Now, if the judiciary have created a precedence, one judge say no, go ahead. Another federal high court judge say no, you cannot go ahead. Who do you hold responsible? The judiciary is responsible. Let them clear the mess. But I cannot come in and say no, go ahead despite the judicial fracas in the whole system. The judiciary must sort out what they have created. They created this problem. I did not create it as a political party or a chairman. I did not. So the judiciary that made this law judgment are the one to clear it. Or the what do you call it, the CJ, the new CJ in Gujarat must come out with a very strong voice on some of these reckless behaviors that are going on, that are undermining our democracy. If we continue this way, we don't need to have INEC. Because the judiciary have taken over the responsibility of INEC. The judiciary determine what happened, not even INEC. That is what is going on right now. And this will not all go well for the country. The judiciary must understand there's a boundary between INEC that was established by law and the judiciary also to interpret the law. And the law have been interpreted. And there are guidelines regulating every election in Nigeria. And then somebody will win an election, and the judiciary will determine who win the election. INEC will declare somebody, and then the judiciary will change the person that has been declared. So what are we practicing? What kind of democracy are we practicing? Look at the entire states that are rushing to conduct local government election in Nigeria today because of the Supreme Court judgment on the autonomy, financial autonomy of the local government. They are all rushing to conduct local government election, bridging the law. Bridging the law. And we want to have a sustainable democracy that is grassroots oriented, that is participatory. You cannot have that. With this kind of impunity and lawlessness, court of same competent jurisdiction issuing different judgments. It's a shame. I feel ashamed at this time around that this country will keep on sunken. And the judiciary that ought to have provided the leadership, the balance sheet of our democratic process is compromising the entire process. It's very sad, it's very unfortunate, and I feel very bad about it because I know that my life had been involved in building democracy. I have suffered for this. So some of us cannot keep quiet and allow this impunity to continue to happen. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu purged the judiciary in Lagos. What is he afraid of that he cannot purge the current judiciary? I have listened to the Justice Kogira, what she was saying. That she should go after judges that go for window shopping, for interpreting injunctions, and so on and so forth. I wish she would do that. Because we had similar statement before. We will step on toes. They never step on toes. They step on their own toes. That is not how to run a country. So the crisis is between the court and the lawyers. That is creating all this crisis in the entire land. If they feel this is the best way to continue to run a country, history is recording them. History is recording every one of us. Our duty, our responsibility to tell them to be very careful not to pull the country down. and the entire process that is governing elections and the crisis-ridden situation, judiciary is deeply involved in it. It's deeply. I didn't just say it. A retired Supreme Court judges have said it in their valedictory session. They painted judiciary very terribly, very horrifying. Not just me. We, the politicians, we know what we go through in the judiciary. We know the challenges. Are the judicial officers not aware? Is the Supreme Court not aware? Is the Court of Appeal not aware? Is the Federal High Court not aware of some of these pollutions that is gassing everybody? And then you see somebody boldly telling you, go ahead, we'll go to court. We'll get it in the court. And they'll go to court and get it. Are we not ashamed? I feel sorry. This is not who we are. We have lost it. Unless we go back to our basis to respect the law and allow the law to function, the organs of the government to function, this will not speak well for the country and for our democracy.